Hey guys, welcome back. Well, take a look at this. So I picked these up yesterday. I've already filled with wood, 3, working on a 4th one. But yep, if you guys have been following along, a few videos ago I talked about, firewood storage and what's the best way to do it and blah blah blah. I am absolutely done with stacking in rows. You unload it, you stack it, then you got to handle it again to throw it in the trailer or your truck to deliver it. Now, if you're just doing it for personal use at your house, that's fine. To handle it a few times, put it in your woodshed, whatever. But I think for production, for me, this is how it works for me. And a lot of people are like, well, you could just take the wood that you're splitting. Sorry, I'm kind of squinting. It's really bright today. We just got the snow overnight, but you should just take your logs or whatever when you're splitting them where you're going to be stacking them, so you're just putting them there. My setup's not like that. I have a couple different areas I store wood to dry and get ready for deliveries and whatnot, so it goes all over the place. So I usually like to do it all where you guys see my videos at, to process it, because all the debris stays there. Then I can get rid of the debris a lot easier because it's on concrete, so I can just scoop it up or whatever. Boiler's right there if I want to throw it in. So, well, getting back to what I was saying, so from now on, I'm just gonna keep buying these and just keep bringing them in here as needed. Yes, it's gonna take up a lot of space, but it's no difference than having a million pallets. And I'm just so tired of stepping on pallets when I'm stacking them and blah blah blah. Now I literally can make a huge pile of wood, bring the tote right to it, you grab it, you turn around, and you fill the tote. And people are like, well, you can't really get a face cord in there. Well, all my pieces are cut to 16 inches, so they actually sit in there pretty well. So you can get 2 full rows, and then you actually have, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches of space where you could put two rows, I guess, straight up in between them. And then you could get a couple vertical, and then if you round the top pretty good, that's a face cord. I've done it. I'm not going to do a video on it, but you can get a face cord in these totes. They are heaped a little bit, and not only that, I can double stack these with my tractor or my skid loader, so I'm saving space. And not only that, when I go to deliver it, whether it's in my big trailer, my smaller trailer, my dump truck, or whatever, I can pick it up with my tractor or skid loader, and I can dump it right in the trailer. So I'm not touching the wood again, right? Once it's in there, I can literally pick it up, somewhat secure the tote to the fork so it doesn't slide off. I can pick it up and dump it in there. So I literally have to touch the wood after it's split 1 time versus 2, 3, probably 4 times, 3 more times or whatever. So for production wise, for me, that's what I'm going to be doing. Yes, there's costs involved in purchasing these. You got to disassemble them, take the bladders out, but it is what it is. Because once I have them, as long as I don't destroy these, they're all aluminum, they should last me a long time. The other day when I didn't record it, but I did a bunch, I think I did like 3 cords of wood in like 3 hours or something, I don't know. Into the trailer, stacking it. I just said, that's it, I'm done. I was like, I am done. I'm making a decision, because you spend a lot of time, doing that. And it's just, yeah, you could split it right next to it and this and that. But I think for production wise, for me, because I'm going to do 3 times the wood amount this year that I'm going to sell. I have a lot of prior customers that, they refer to me and whatnot, and I've been growing, so I need to up the production. And I'd rather be splitting wood, making it, doing 5, 6, 7 full cords a day, get them in the totes. They're easy to maneuver. You just boom, pick them up, go take them where you want. I'm gonna stand in here, I'm tired of squinting. To me, in my business practice, I think that makes a lot of sense. So that's what I'm gonna be doing from now on, is putting them in the totes, picking them up, moving it. It's pretty easy to keep track of your inventory that way, so, because if you, like, come fall or end of summer, when I start delivering all my wood, I usually like to try to get it all done before winter. But this year, I'm going to make sure I have a lot more during the winter for my customers, because I usually sell out in November. I just hump for 2 months, and I do 8, 10 deliveries a day. and I try to get all my wood out, because that way I'm not doing it in the winter, because I hate driving in the snow. It's cold, you know, it sucks. But this year I probably will, because I have a lot more customers now and whatever. So the days of the deliveries, instead of, you know, grabbing the wood off the racks and throwing it in or scooping it or whatever you do, I literally pick up the tote and go dump it, and bam, you're right down the road. So that's what I'm going to be doing from now on. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I've done it in the past. I mean, I store a lot of my wood that I personally burn like that, my kind of overflow wood that I make sure I have enough for us here for the boiler or whatever. Besides my empty woodshed that you see there, it's not fully empty, but it's getting there. I mean, I probably have 3 cords left, but I do throw, you know, some ash scraps in there, so that's probably half. It's kind of hard to tell, but that's half. How many more rows I got? I got 4 full rows plus this one that's half empty. So, and that's all locust for the most part. Plus this one that's empty, it holds 5 full cords, but maybe a little bit more depending on how you stack it. So for my production that I sell, I'm gonna be doing just totes. So yes, I will have, give or take, 1,000 plus IBC totes laying around, but I can triple stack these once they're empty, and then pick them, you know, grab them with the tractor or skid loader when I need them and move them and so on. So not a big deal. I'd rather do that than, you know, stacking on pallets and whatnot, having a ton of pallets, and over time those pallets are going to deteriorate and break down, and you got to get more, and I'm tired of screwing them together. I mean, time is money to me, and I'm just sick of that. You know, and down the road I'll start hiring people, which I do from time to time. I could just be making, you know, 4 or 5 full cords to split on the ground and pay, you know, some kids or whatever, some employees. I usually don't have my employees do anything with me for firewood, because as you all know who do firewood, there's not a ton of money in it, right? I love doing it. You can make money doing it. You got to keep it simple, I think. People are like, oh, well, you know, you buy a lot of expensive equipment, it's going to take a long time to recover that. You know, that's true in a sense, but if you're doing a ton of volume, right, you make your money back pretty quick. So like, I paid 26 or whatever, I don't remember, 22 or 23 for that 26, 24 brute force last year, which now they're worth 30 grand. I made that money plus some back last year, easy, you know. So now if you buy a full-blown processor, you better be pumping out the wood, right? You better have customers lined up, and whatever. I mean, that's a whole different avenue there. I mean, I could talk about business all day, but at the end of the day is how fast can you produce the wood? The faster you produce it, the more money you make, right? But moving the wood, I mean, that always takes time. Whether you stack it, you put it in bags, which I did the bags. I did the bags for a year. I did like it, but I don't care what kind of separator system you have, unless you got a disc cleaner or a tumbler. Even with that, you still get a little debris in the bag or in the totes. You just do, right? Now, if you don't separate that, when you go to deliver it, you're delivering a bunch of debris to a customer. And I don't know about you, but I'm not going to sit there and clean it up. I dump and I go. Yes, when the wood dries, some of the bark falls off, but the least amount of debris that you can leave at a customer's house is beneficial. It's all about, you know, the quality of the wood, how it looks. So if everything's cut to the length, and the split sizes are good, you know, because I've had a lot of people tell me, why do you split it so small? Well, for me, where I'm located, I don't want to sound like I'm extremely young, but the average person around me is retired, okay? They're all pretty much wealthy, retired, and they burn in the house, whether it's for aesthetics. I do have a lot of customers that's their primary heat source, and they want to be able to pick it up with one hand, grab 2 pieces and move it. Yeah, you can still pick up a larger piece, but that's just what they want. It's easy to stack. It's always dry. I don't care, you know, it's just dry. So it's what works for me. It's my demographic, and I'm going to continue to split them like that. So, but getting back to what I was saying, that's how I'm going to be doing my firewood from now on. I'm just, You know how I'm sure everyone's been there in their life, or at one point you're just like, that's it, I'm done, right? And you just make a decision, and that's what you do. Yes, I'm going to have to spend thousands of dollars on totes, but in the long haul, I feel like my production, my energy, my back is gonna thank me. So like the other day, like I said, we filled 3 totes, and I'm working on this 4th one. And the tote's literally right there. I grab it, I turn around, and I put it in there. And I think we only worked for like 4 hours, but at the end of those 4 hours, I wasn't tired. My back didn't hurt. I mean, yeah, you do a little bit of work here with my operation to grab the wood and put it on here, but to me that's minimal because all I see are dollar signs every time I do it. I love making firewood. Yes, it's work. Can I do it forever? Probably not. But I think so. I'll be able to do that a hell of a lot longer than I can do trees, I can tell you that, because trees is a lot of work. Anybody who's in the industry who cuts trees, whether you're just flopping them on the ground to climbing, to using a lift, or whatever you're doing, it's wear and tear on your body. I mean, how often do you see a 60, 70-year-old doing tree work? Not very often. Will I still be doing it? Maybe. I love it. As long as my body allows me to do it. But, you know, I'm 30, what am I, 37? No, 36. I'm getting older. I've had back surgery, you know, back in when I was 20 years old. I used to be real big into sports, track, and I had an injury squatting, and you know, doctor said you'll never work out again. Well, I proved that wrong. But anyways, so I try to take care of my body. So this is one way I think I can prolong and speed up my process. So that's how I'm going to do it. There's others, I'm sure, that do that. I mean, you can go online and see the guys who do production firewood that ship it, you know, nationwide, and they're stowing them in totes in a warehouse. So it works. It's just, you know, I got to spend money to make money, I guess. And that's what I'm going to be doing moving forward, you know, but it's like I got to go get them. That's wasting time. But once I have them, I have them. And these totes here, they're like brand new. They're not dented anywhere. They're not busted up. All the bottoms are all solid. So, I mean, I lucked out with this batch here. And I got a pretty good relationships with a bunch of businesses around here that moving forward, I'm their guy. I'm going to buy all of them. Anytime they get them and they stock up, you know, 10 to 20 of them, I'll come get them. So that I'm excited, and you know, and the fact that I can double stack these, well, you know, you take 2 of them, you kind of take one, and I put them in between them. Not only am I'm saving space, right? I can get more wood in the same location. I could only put a face cord or 2 face cords. Now I can get 3 there. So, and now I can move them really fast. So when I have a delivery of 2 full cords, I just go grab 6 of them and I'm done. You know, it's kind of like when I did the bags. The bags worked out great for that. They just didn't hold up. They rip, they tear. You know, those were only, I think I paid like $12, $13 per bag. But, you know, it's $12, $13. That's just down the drain now. Will it take longer for me to recoup the money on the totes? Probably. But my production's going to go threefold. So that's how I look at it. So, sorry, I'm kind of sick still. So yeah, I wanted to fill you guys in on how my operation's a little bit changing here, and it's going to be changing even more as the year goes on. So if you're excited about it, stay tuned, because it's only going to get bigger from here on out. So, and depending on how other things go, there might be a huge change down the road. I've been working on this for over a year, so we'll see. Excited about it, amongst other things, other purchases that are coming down the line. So. But yeah, as long as business stays good, life is good, right? So, but yeah, I got to get to work here. So figure I just kind of fill you guys in. I'm pretty much just ranting and raving here, but I'm sure some of you guys like that because it's real life, right? I mean, I try to be as real as possible. Nothing here is fake. I do swear a lot more, but I figure I probably shouldn't do that on here. But yeah, so yeah, comment down below what you guys think, if that's a good move for me or not, you know, which, I mean, I'm curious to see what you guys think, what you guys do. But I think it's going to work well for me. I got the equipment to move it, so, and down the road I'll have more manpower, hopefully, to help me stack it. Splitting it, I don't care, I'll do that all day. So, but yeah, it's time to get to work here. So yeah, as always, keep burning.